The member for Lyne.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Energy and Emissions Reduction. Will the minister outline to the House how the Morrison-McCormack government's plan for Australian families and businesses to have access to affordable, reliable energy that they rely on is working in our regions, like the Hunter Valley, where David Lasell of the New South Wales Nationals had a really good victory on the weekend? Is the minister aware of any alternative approaches?
The minister has the call.
Thank you, Mr Speaker, and I thank the member for Lyne for his important question and for his steadfast commitment to affordable, reliable energy for the households and businesses in his electorate, Mr Speaker. And he knows, as we all do on this side of this place, that our plan is working. An 11% retail price reduction in electricity prices across Australia in the last 12 months, Mr Speaker, the lowest prices we've seen since the carbon tax was removed, put in place by those opposite alongside their mates in the Greens, Mr Speaker. Now, he also knows how important it is to put downward pressure on prices for those 900,000 Australian workers working in the manufacturing sector, Mr Speaker, including at places like the Tomago aluminium smelter just outside his electorate, Mr Speaker. And that's why, when Liddell closes, the Liddell Power Station closes in the Hunter Valley in 2023, we'll be replacing it with a 660-megawatt gas-fired generator at Kurri Kurri, Mr Speaker. We won't risk prices or reliability when Liddell leaves, because we know what happens without adequate replacement, Mr Speaker. Now, that's good news for households and businesses right across the East Coast, Mr Speaker. The Hunter Power Project will keep the lights on and will drive prices down, and that's good news for jobs, Mr Speaker. 600 direct construction jobs, 1,200 indirect jobs, and most important of all, Mr Speaker, the ongoing jobs of those customers like the 1,000 people working at the Tomago smelter and the many thousands of others who are dependent on that operation. Now, Mr Speaker, there's plenty of support for this plan. The Chief Executive of Tomago says it's absolutely essential. The Australian Workers' Union, no less. This announcement means the creation of hundreds of quality jobs, Mr Speaker. And the member for Hunter, who's been very busy over the last few days talking the project up, and he says it's unequivocally a good idea. Good on him. The only way, he says, that we can fill the gap left by Liddell. And the member for Paterson, she says, I'm not backing down on this one, Mr Speaker. Not backing down on this one. Now, I was asked about alternative approaches, and the truth is Labor has no plan. No plan for energy in this country, no plan for jobs in the Hunter Valley, no plan for the replacement of the Liddell Power Station, Mr Speaker, and we saw what the people of the Hunter Valley thought of that over the weekend, Mr Speaker. The New South Wales Labor leader, Jodie Mackay, asked a very important question. She said, workers aren't voting for us, she said. Why aren't workers voting for us, Mr Speaker? Well, the answer is just over there, Mr Speaker. The Leader of the Opposition, the member for Hindmarsh and now the member for McMahon. Same old Labor.